everyone. Thanks for joining me on AZ Audibles. I'm Claudia Faust, and I'm thrilled to have two high school football experts in the house today. It's none other than Eric Sorensen and a new face to the Sports 360 AZ team, Zach Elvira. And today, it's week one. We get to talk about high school football. It's not, in the distant future. It is here. Eric, we'll start with you. What are you most excited for in week one?
Well, guys, there's a bunch of good games, and I think it's only fitting that let's start with a rivalry game. Let's just throw it out there right now. Higley traveling the big 2.6 miles down the road to take on Williamsfield. If you're familiar with this rivalry, you know the Blackhawks have pretty much owned the Knights. This year might be different. We'll have to see. A couple really interesting storylines to watch is Nigel Eason, the star cornerback for Higley, is going to be shadowing Kyler Casper, the star wide receiver for Williamsfield. You're talking about two Power 5 players. And the Knights are going into this game without quarterback experience, which is pretty rare for Eddie Zuby. It's going to come down to either freshman Jamar Malone or junior Cash Merrill, who's been in the system 2 years already. Williamsfield is an interesting team in itself. Down year last year. They have to get back to running the football. Caden Cloud is an excellent back. Struggled a little bit last year, but I think a lot of it was due to not being able to push the pile up front. It's going to be a great one this weekend.
Well, I'm personally looking forward to the Brophy St. Mary's game. If there's one thing that's the same with high school football everywhere, I've lived all over the place, tradition and history. It's been 9 years since these two teams have played each other. Still a rivalry game, but it kind of lost that sense of rivalry just because Brophy became that dominant team. But 9 years off, there's a chance to kind of bring that sense of rivalry back. Zach, what are you looking forward to this week?
I have to say, just in general, I'm looking forward to football being back. That's kind of first and foremost. I know that you guys obviously share the same feeling as I do. But as far as matchups go, I'm really looking forward to seeing what these two Ahwatukee schools can do, Mountain Pointe and Desert Vista. Both of them had a down year last year. They only won one game actually combined between the two, and that was when Mountain Pointe beat Desert Vista in the Tukey Bowl at the end of the regular season. So I'm really excited to see what Desert Vista can do as they open up the season first, actually on Thursday against Perry. They return a lot of starters, including Devin Grubbs, Jai Rodriguez on the offensive line. Antonio Delgado moves from offensive line and defensive line actually back to linebacker, like his older brother Armando played when he was at Desert Vista. As far as the Friday matchup with Mountain Pointe and Corona del Sol, the Pride return a ton of talent. Their receiving core is going to be their strength this year. And a lot of those guys go both ways as well. And they're also track runners, so they have the stamina to do it. They're very fast. Terrion Rowe, Isaiah Ice Robinson. You've got Amir Boyd, who's making the switch from quarterback to the really wide out and defensive back positions. And what's pretty cool for the Pride, they can maybe spoil Corona del Sol's ceremony when it comes to opening up their new field, which, by the way, looks beautiful if you guys haven't already seen it.
Well, I may be the newbie in the mix to AZ high school football, but it didn't take me very long to figure out that Chandler is a powerhouse. Any team like Chandler is going to have a target on their back. They did lose a lot of their star players, to graduation, and they actually went on to play college ball. Now, one of their star players, Keon Graves, will not be starting in the first game after an injury. They've got a lot of new players, even 3 quarterbacks that are all from out of state. But with all this in mind, are they still the team to beat this season, Zach?
I have Chandler Sharpied as my open division champion unless another team can prove me wrong. Chandler hasn't lost to an in-state team since 2017, and that's when a Norris Vaughn-led Mountain Pointe team beat them. I think it was like 24-21. A lot of new faces, like you mentioned. Blaine Hippa is going to be the starting quarterback. Rick Garrettson announced that last Friday. A lot of new faces on the offense as well. Karan Adams is kind of going to have to be that guy with Keon out for who knows how long. At least week one, we know he's not going to be there. So it's really going to come down to which guys step up in the absence of some of their stars, because a lot of their kids too on the defense aren't going to be eligible for at least 5 weeks because of transfer as well. But regardless, that Chandler team is going to be, in my opinion, the open division champion again and win their 6th title in a row.
Yeah, I'm sort of in line with Zach here. I think Chandler is the biggest alpha in the state of Arizona, and until someone beats them, they are the team to beat. With that being said, you lose a quarterback like Mikey Keene, who threw 2 interceptions in 238 attempts last year. You lose a guy like Brandon Buckner, who was just an incredible force up front defensively. Not to mention Eli Sanders, who had 23 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, I know Chandler's loaded. We get it. Still, those are pieces that need to be replaced. You know, the guys down the road, Hamilton, talking to Mike Zadesky this offseason, they're huge up front. And they're not just huge up front, they're deep up front. Hamilton is sort of like a reality TV show. When it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's a complete disaster, both on and off the field. So Chandler is the team to beat. However, we saw it last year in the Open Division Championship. Let's just call it a spade, guys. Hamilton should beat them. They should have beat them. They should have knocked off the Wolves. They didn't. 2021, we'll see what happens.
Well, guys, I'm definitely excited just to see the outcome of all of week 1. I know everybody is ready for high school football. I know we all are. If you want to see more AZ Audibles, you can head to sports360az.com.